Hello, I am Stephen Thayn. I'm running for Senate District 8, which includes Gem, Valley, Boise, Custer, and Lemhi counties. You're probably wondering what kind of person I am and if I would be a good senator. I'll try to give you some information about myself and a little bit about my political philosophy in the few short minutes we have together. I live in Gem County and have for 50 years. My wife, Sherry, and I have been married for 35 years, and we have 8 children and 9 grandchildren. I owned and operated a dairy for 18 years and then became a public school Spanish teacher for 4 years. Currently, I farm and serve in the state legislature. I'm in my 3rd term and have served on the Education and Health and Welfare committees. So this is what you can read about me about anywhere. Now let me give you some more useful information, or the rest of the story. When I was 15 years old, I became interested in principles of good government. A question came into my head. What would an ideal society look like? And more importantly, how would one be achieved? Since then, I have studied history, religion, government, and economics to try to find some clues and some answers. I read Karl Marx, Adam Smith, and many others. What I found in my research is that there are many more bad examples in history than good examples. And why, since everyone seemed to have wanted prosperity and peace, yet there was so much war and poverty. Alexander the Great and his armies thought that wealth was gained by conquest. If someone else had it, they had to go get it. Karl Marx thought poverty could be eliminated by the redistribution of wealth. Both of these men thought that wealth was finite and static, meaning it didn't increase or decrease. There would always be the same amount of wealth. Alexander the Great took it for himself by force, while Karl Marx had government take it by force and give it to others. However, war and redistribution of the wealth did not increase prosperity. Adam Smith, on the other hand, had a different idea. He said that wealth was the ability to produce, that wealth was not static, that it could be increased. This is revolutionary. It meant that everyone could be prosperous if we engaged in productive labor. This idea of productive work was one of the main reasons that the United States became a great country, the greatest nation ever seen on the face of the earth. Now, however, we are starting to collapse back into historical patterns of poverty because we're trying to use the old redistribution of the wealth schemes instead of focusing on production. The result of redistribution of the wealth has always been the same, poverty. And I don't think modern liberalism using redistribution of the wealth will be any more successful because they are not focusing on production either. Adam Smith's understanding of the nature of wealth was one of the first clues I found. The second was that of the role of government. While government is extremely important, it needs to be limited. I like to explain it this way, as one of my friends told me. We wake up, all of us, every day in the morning hungry. And we have 2 choices. One is we can work to eat, or the other is we can steal to eat. The purpose of government is to prohibit the second choice so that more people have to work to eat. If government does not protect the productive, then more and more people stop working and participate in the taking. Our standard of living will decline and we all get poorer. Just as Cuba did, it was once a thriving country in the 1950s and now has been reduced to universal poverty and scarcity because of socialistic redistribution policies. The third clue is the importance of the family. When families are strong and productive, social problems tend to disappear, and social spending on welfare and prisons is greatly reduced. I believe that production, limited government, and strong families are needed to have a peaceful, prosperous, stable society. The sad truth is today we Americans are repeating some of the mistakes of the past. While government is not the answer to every problem, oftentimes government obstacles, tax policies, and social problems or social programs create problems, and they need to be changed at the government level so that people can become empowered to solve their own problems. Unfortunately, in today's political environment, most politicians are only looking short term. I am not satisfied with the short term. I am asking you to think deeply about significant issues and join with me in the long-term process of returning this nation to economic stability. Thank you for your time.